Hello, people of the internet, and welcome to another episode of XFL. Tonight's episode for the week of February the 18th. Here we go again, XT. As always, I am James Phoenix.
Subtitle: We want Kofi.
Or that. Or the original title I gave it before I changed it, Call-Ups and Cleanouts. But we'll deal with that. Anyway, I'm James Phoenix. He's Jeff.
Hi.
And we are here to do the usual stuff.
Yeah, before we start, Jim, did you hear the controversy behind the NXT call-ups? Because this was quite interesting to me.
I did not. What was that all about?
So, you know how NXT people randomly appeared on Raw last week?
Well, not randomly. They appeared at the behest of Vince and Kennedy McMahon.
Yeah, apparently someone forgot to tell their boss that they were going to show up.
I did hear that.
And their boss was not happy with the old man for doing this behind his back.
Unfortunately, it's Vince's company.
Yeah, but Vince is like ransacking his company because it'd be one thing to be like, okay, I just want to call up some people. It's another to go behind Triple H's back, take all his champions off his show. Yeah. I mean, you're literally pilfering your own company at this point. What the fuck, Vince?
Yeah.
And from your own son-in-law at that. What the fuck? The least you could do is tell the poor boy and be like, hey, I want to bring some of your people up. No, you're just going to go walk in on run and be like, by the way, Hunter, I'm taking all your shit. What? That's kind of not cool, dude.
Yeah. Well, purportedly the reasoning behind this was a couple of fold. Number one, of course, concern over the rise of AEW.
Of course.
And not wanting talent who are unsatisfied with their position to jump ship. And
so they don't want unsatisfied talent to jump ship, so they're going to put them on shows where they're going to be unsatisfied and jump ship.
Because I don't know.
Let's be honest, all that talent was perfectly happy on NXT.
I don't know. We'll see. But so basically there was that. There was, of course, obviously ongoing ratings problems.
Mm-hmm.
And did you hear what was going around about The Undertaker?
No, what about him?
Well, apparently, from what I was reading on various sites, apparently Vince flipped out because, and I guess he's allowed to do this, but has just never done so in the past.
Okay.
But apparently The Undertaker was taking independent bookings, or at least put out a post that he was doing so.
Okay.
And I guess with the limited contract that he's on, you know, he is permitted to do that, but he's never gone out of his way to do it or to make a big public deal of it.
Or to do it behind Vince's back.
Or that, yeah. And so I guess there was some concern about whether that means he's not coming back for Mania or what's going on there. People still think he will, but there was just, I guess apparently Vince did not have a particularly good reaction to that going on the internet and the optics that it gave. And so wanted to reinforce that his company was still quality and that, you know, the big names were not all jumping ship.
Well, hey, Vince, it don't feel good when shit goes on behind your back, do it?
Yeah.
Karma, bitch!
Well, that was beforehand, but yeah. Anyway, that's what I've heard. Speaking of roster, by the way, let's just address this off the top, and we'll take a look at it on the roster in a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, as we go into Raw, there are a bunch of NXT superstars that have been called up to the main roster, effectively.
Yeah.
And we're going to have to work them in at some point here. The other detail is that as of, I believe it was yesterday, 3 releases were confirmed.
Oh, boy, I didn't hear about that. But with the NXT stuff, I say, let's wait a couple weeks and see who definitively sticks around. Because isn't Tommaso Ciampa still the NXT champion?
He is. I don't know whether they're just waiting until TakeOver for him to drop that, because I think the guys were advertised for TakeOver, so they might be waiting until TakeOver for him to drop that. But Gargano already immediately dropped the North American title 4 days after winning it, so...
Yeah, and I get the feeling they're going to be called up as DIY since, spoilers, on SmackDown they beat the Bar. You don't come in and beat the Bar and not come up as a tag team.
They beat the Revival on Raw.
There you go. So they beat 2 tag teams. So they're probably going to come up as DIY to bolster one of the tag divisions.
Seems that way.
Which they don't need if they would just use the tag teams they have and not bury every single fucking one of them.
Yeah.
But anyway, so who got axed?
The other interesting point that was brought up is the fact that they went and did this literally a month after they brought up a host of NXT talent that they have not bothered to use.
Right.
Hence, here we go again, XT.
Yes, I agree. So who got axed?
Well, Hideo Itami, which we knew.
We knew that.
Hideo Itami got axed. Also axed was Ty Dillinger.
Oh. I'm sorry, Jim.
He's out.
Oh,
Also axed was TJP.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
He was on 205 Live.
Well, he's axed according to the reports as of yesterday.
Really? That's
Yeah.
too bad. He got a pretty good new look as he came in with more of a heel look as he grew out some facial hair, and he has a whole host of new tats.
WWE has come to terms on the release of Theodore Perkins, TJP. WWE has come to terms on the release of Kenta Kobayashi, Hideo Itami. And there was a separate statement on Ty Dillinger.
Fair. I mean, I don't blame TJP for asking for his release, but still.
Yeah. Dillinger actually posted on his social media saying, before rumors begin to spread, let me set things straight ahead of time. This evening, I requested my release from WWE, so he asked to be released.
So they all did.
In the past 5.5 years with them, I have seen and done wonderful things. Things I'm very proud of and will never forget. I have met and have worked with unquestionably some of the greatest talent on this earth, and the pleasure has been all mine.
The fact of the matter is, they haven't used me. They haven't pushed me. I have no gold. They can go fuck themselves.
Pretty much. So he is also gone. So those 3 are cut. And given that we are closely, very fast approaching WrestleMania, after which there is almost always a clean out.
Yeah, that makes me sad that TJP is gone because I like TJP.
I own a TJP shirt that's now useless.
Yeah.
So much for that. That's now 2 WWE shirts that are useless. Both cruiserweights, by the way.
And why do you think I don't buy cruiserweight shirts?
Oh,
aside from this one, because he's a legend.
Oh, and there was another indirectly related release, by the way.
Okay.
Let's see. It's unclear. According to reports, it's unclear exactly why this has happened.
Okay.
Whether it was on him or them, but Pro Wrestling Sheet, as of a few days ago, was reporting that WWE Hall of Famer and longtime behind-the-scenes producer and agent for the WWE AA Arn Anderson has left the company.
Wow, what?
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, if he's retiring, that's fair, but still.
Yeah, nobody seems to know why he left, just that he's gone, according to Pro Wrestling Sheet. So,
see, I don't think he's retiring, because if he was just a full-on retiring, they probably would have carted him out and said, thanks for all your service, Arn Anderson.
Yeah.
Wow, somebody pissed him off.
I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, that happened also. So anyway, as we go into address the roster here, we can address some of it, but not all of it. Because truth be told, Ty Dillinger has no points.
Fair.
So Ty Dillinger can just get straight up removed from my roster.
Oh, you have Ty?
I do have Ty Dillinger. So we can straight up remove him. Obviously, you have to keep Kenta.
Yeah, until the end of the season.
He has a bunch of points. I don't think TJP... Does TJP have points?
Yes. Like I said, he was on... Well, he does have some points for the season, but he was also on 205 Live this week, so he's getting points this week.
Right. He's got 5 points prior to this.
Well, he'll have more than that because he wrestled a full match.
Okay, well, fair enough.
He lost, but he wrestled a full match.
Then I'll have to keep on. But that works out anyway, because truth be told, the hilarity of that is that means that I'm gonna lose Ty Dillinger, which actually evens me with Tiff. So it's still as even as it can be, even with me losing somebody.
Yeah, and we'll have to thin out the rosters and stuff before the next season. Then
yeah, well, like I said, we do. But the thing is, if we do that, that leaves Tiff and I each one behind. So by logic, then Tiff and I should each get one of the NXT people, and then we'll have to figure out the other 2. Because there's 4 NXT people, which means somebody's getting 2, and the other 2 are getting 1.
Personally, I think if they come up as a tag team, you should get DIY just because Gargano is the Dark Phoenix.
I would appreciate this.
And I don't know. I guess then that means we each get one. Yeah. I'd like Aleister Black.
I was thinking you'd be good with Aleister Black.
Who's the other one?
Ricochet.
Oh, I'll take either one.
Yeah, they're both good, so
they are both very good.
Anyway, we'll deal with that. Let's go ahead and see. Let's go see what's going on over here on the scores as we go into the program, and we'll kick this thing off. As we
I have
do.
sanity. I might as well take Aleister Black. Take all the dark people.
Nah. All right, let's fire this up. Okay. We are fired up.
Yeah, we're going to have to do some women shifting, too, at the end of the season because of all the women tag teams that are now official tag teams.
Yeah, that too.
Because that completely fucked our rosters. Hardcore.
Yeah, we'll deal with that. All right, so as you can all see, currently top of the leaderboards at 58-51 is still the extremely legit Yes Movement. Yay. Second place is a Rowdy Last Kickers coming in at 54-29, and I'm still way back in third at 35-08. Still no chance. Moving on.
You've got no chance.
Although, let's see. Did I not that? Did I tell you the other thing with Raw for this week?
What's that?
Coming up on Raw this week.
What's that?
Roman Reigns.
Oh, yeah. Now, supposedly Vince is demanding Roman Reigns come back, and I'm like, as John and I talked about it, yeah, John was over here today, folks. We were talking about it. I was like, Vince, you can't just demand that Roman Reigns not have leukemia. It doesn't work that way.
Right, but I think the counterpoint Vince is making there is Roman is filming a movie, and I think Vince's point is if you're healthy enough to go film a movie and do stunts for that, you're healthy enough to wrestle for me.
Not necessarily, but okay.
No, but either way, no. Vince. But the thing is, it's an employment contract. You know, and depending on the situation, Vince can demand that Roman come back, and Roman can say, "I'm not well enough to come back," and Vince can terminate his contract.
He could.
That is his free choice to do so, but.
And then Roman can sue for wrongful termination because he's fucking leukemia.
I would almost guarantee you there's a clause in the contract that prevents that. WWE is not stupid enough to leave themselves open to that.
That's true. I mean, hell, Vince can be a fucking sexist pig and fire someone for being pregnant, so.
Yeah.
Fuck Vince.
Yep. I'm sure the clause in there reads something to the general effect of something to the WWE effect of the company reserves the right to terminate any superstar deemed unable to compete for certain reasons for an extended period of time. I'm sure it's something to that general effect. Anyway, let's go over here to the leaderboards. What?
I was going to say, I think some people are speculating, though, that Roman Reigns isn't coming back permanently. He's coming back for one thing. And it kind of makes sense and would explain some things that are going on. And truth be told, would get them a huge fucking ratings boost, even though it'd be temporary. And that is, and especially if one of the rumors is true. And I think it's that one of the reasons Vince might be demanding Roman Reigns come back, at least temporarily, is to bring the Shield together one last time before Dean hits the road.
I can see that.
Because let's be honest, if the rumors are true and Dean's leaving, this is the last chance they're going to have to do any kind of actual Shield reunion.
Mm-hmm.
And let's be honest, if the Shield come back together for one last time, like maybe at WrestleMania or something, that would be like the roof would be blown off the building.
Mm-hmm.
And that would explain why Dean's all trying to go like crazy face again.
Yeah.
But we shall see. Anyway.
Yeah.
So Ronda's on top.
Yeah, Raw Women's Champion Rowdy Ronda Rousey up at the top at 423, just 1 point ahead of the Intercontinental Champion Finn Balor at 422. Akira Tozawa coming in at 373, followed by the WWE champion Daniel Bryan at 371. Seth freaking Rollins, the number one contender to the Universal title, is at 350. Sasha Banks is at 348, one half of the new women's tag team champions. Bayley, the other half, right behind her at 325. Becky Lynch, the man, coming in at 312. Baron Corbin clocking in at 311. And rounding out the top 10, holding himself in there till he leaves, is Dean Ambrose at 285. So let's go over to Raw and see what happened.
Indeed.
Let me just close some of this stuff out. There we go. Let me do this. No. There it is. All right. Yeah. So, that's the wrong part of the recap. There we go. All right. So, Raw is emanating this week from the Cajun Dome in Lafayette, Louisiana.
That's it, La Fontaine Roulette.
Mm-hmm.
That's Cajun for Let the Good Times Roll.
Okay, then. Since when the hell do you speak Cajun?
Food Channel.
Gluttonous bastard.
What? I like to know how to cook.
And yet you don't cook.
Sure I do, I just don't cook a lot.
Lazy bastard.
Yes, that is accurate.
Anyway. So we open up with Triple H.
Behold the King of Kings.
Mm-hmm. Who has presumably just been told 5 minutes before that he has to introduce a bunch of NXT dudes.
Yep.
So Triple H goes out to the ring, talks about the excitement in the air on the road to WrestleMania, talks about the results of the Elimination Chamber a little bit, announces that DX is the first announced inductee for the 2019 Hall of Fame class.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, hell has frozen over. China's being inducted.
Yeah, well, once they're dead, they're more than happy to do that. Look at Macho Man.
I don't know. We're saying there was no way in hell China was going to be inducted. That WWE wouldn't do it, even though she's dead. Here they are. They're doing it.
Well, you knew Triple H would push for it eventually.
No, he wouldn't. He's the reason she got fucking fired or quit. He made her life living hell. Because he totally cheated on her.
Well, yeah, he cheated on her and moved to Stephanie. Fair enough. Doesn't change the fact that I think he at least respected working with her.
Yeah.
I might be totally wrong. Who the hell knows?
Well, he did bring her in, but as the old axiom goes, I brought you into this business, I could take you out.
Okay, then.
Okay, that might not be the exact quote, but you get the idea.
Yeah.
Because he did bring her into the business.
Uh-huh.
He's the reason she even got a job at WWE.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And he's also the reason why she no longer had a job at WWE. So, hey, there you go.
And then Triple H, after talking about DX, proceeds to talk about the brand that he oversees, NXT, and says that he wants to introduce some competitors from NXT who will be making their Raw debuts tonight, and introduces video packages as he describes these gentlemen, which are Ricochet, Aleister Black, the then North American champion Johnny Gargano, and the NXT champion Tommaso Ciampa.
DIY.
He says that you will see the future tonight, but right now, you have to see more of the past that you're sick and tired of. Take up a quarter of our show.
Did he actually say that?
No.
Oh.
He should have.
He should have.
Because, yeah, that's what everybody wanted. Braun Strowman and Baron Corbin in a plotting 20-minute tables match. But now Triple H says all hell's about to break loose because those tables on the stage are not there for decoration. They're there because the tables match is happening. Corbin Strowman right now. When he says right now, he means after the commercial.
Of course he does.
So the guys come out, commercial, come back. And we have ourselves a tables match. And for some reason, despite having significant help with the pay-per-view, none of Baron Corbin's help can be bothered to show up tonight. Or at least not show up to help him. Both are on the show. So basically,
either of them have matches that night.
Yes.
That's probably why.
Maybe. But Drew McIntyre won his match in about 4 minutes, so.
Still, usually if they have another match that night, they don't come out. If because Corbin's match was first. That's usually how it works. If the match is after, yeah, they might. But if it's before their match, they usually don't come out.
All right, well, whatever happened, they went back and forth. Some weapons were thrown around, and Baron Strowman running power slammed Corbin through a table that was leaning in the corner.
20 minutes to do that?
Yeah.
Okay, then.
I mean, there was some back and forths. There was a nice Corbin, Strowman onto Corbin with a nice vertical suplex on the steel ramp at one point. So that looked kind of painful. At one point, Corbin managed to escape running power slam and throw Braun off the stage. More back and forths. There was a good move where Corbin climbed up to the they were outside on the floor, and Corbin climbed the apron to look for a flying move, and then Strowman picked up and knocked him out of midair with steel ring steps.
Okay, then.
So, yeah. Some weapon use. Corbin tried to take advantage of Strowman's injured ribs from the multiple tables he went through the night before. Braun's entire rib and back area were crisscrossed with kinesio tape.
I assume he sold none of it.
He held his ribs once in a while. That's about it. And they did so when Corbin was attacking the ribs again. He sold that.
Fair.
So. But anyway, Strowman wins. So, let's see here. Baron Corbin gets 5 points for being in a match and 3 for being in a specialty match. And let's see. What did he get weapon use-wise? Let's see. No. So Corbin didn't actually use any weapons then. If I'm reading this correctly.
Except the stairs you said he used.
No, Braun hit Corbin with the stairs.
Oh.
Corbin went off the apron to try to do some kind of a diving move, and he got hit with stairs.
Okay, then.
Yeah, Corbin was mostly just attacking Strowman's ribs with punches and kicks. That was pretty much his strategy for the match.
So do absolutely nothing and get pasted by Braun Strowman.
Basically.
Fair.
So, now, mind you, actually, hang on, let me amend that. At a table, there's clothesline, no. Okay, near the end of the match, Corbin did wise up and did grab a kendo stick, and he used that a few times.
All right, so he gets weapon use for that.
Yeah, so it's 8, and it's 11 points to Baron Corbin then.
All right.
So I'm at 22. Braun Strowman gets 20 points for winning a match. He gets 10 points for winning a specialty match, is 30. He gets the base 8 for being in it, is 38. He gets 3 points for the use of steel stairs.
All right.
It's going to be 41. Let's see.
And one for the running power slam into the table?
Yeah, that'd be 42, and we don't count it as an OMG in a tables match, so.
No.
So, yeah, 42 points to Braun Strowman.
Braun?
Braun. So, 194.
Braun is now a Pokemon.
Okay, then.
Braun.
Related note, if you get a chance, and I only just now watched it, even though it went up back in like August, because I didn't realize it was there, because I don't pay attention to when events happen. If you haven't checked out this year's D20 Live yet, I recommend it. It's a Pokemon game.
Okay, then.
It's pretty awesome.
Fair.
Also, apparently the one for this coming year in 2019, the game will be Avatar.
Which Avatar?
An Airbender, not blue people.
Nice. Korra era or Aang era?
We don't know.
Better be Aang era.
But they promoted it by basically remaking the Aang era opening about the Four Nations. So I would assume that's era.
Definitely Aang era. Yeah. Okay,
yeah.
Fair. Anyway, back to wrestling.
Yeah, we'll cover that later. Moving on. So that match happened. After the match, we hyped some things. Then Strowman went to leave. As Strowman was leaving, Paul Heyman came out. And as they passed each other on the ramp, Braun paused for a moment and then grabbed Paul Heyman by the throat.
Okay, then.
Paul Heyman then begged Braun Strowman not to put him through a table as the audience was chanting, "Table, table, table." And he begged Braun to let him go, saying that he was, I'm just an advocate. I'm only an advocate. I can't breathe. Please let me go.
Table, table, table.
Yeah, unfortunately, Braun was feeling a bit generous, and I guess he got all the beating out of his system on Corbin, so he let him go.
Oh.
So, Paul Heyman then went to go to do his promo, but then couldn't speak for a couple of minutes and had to clear his throat a bunch of times. And he finally choked out the beginning of his promo and then normaled up. And he got in the ring and spoke about basically how, Brock Lesnar's awesome and is going to win at WrestleMania. And he says that he's not surprised that Braun Strowman attacked him because everyone is jealous of his client, Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, everyone's jealous that he's making way more money than anyone else in the company is doing fuck all to earn it.
Yeah. When you're Brock Lesnar, you can do that, I guess. Let's ignore that. They may be jealous as hell, but if any one of them were in Brock's position, they wouldn't exactly turn it down.
True, but I think they'd also insist on doing more on like being an actual fighting champion.
Maybe.
Whereas Brock just doesn't give a shit.
Brock Lesnar spent his years doing fighting. He did it in the octagon, and the dude has diverticulitis. Anyway, so Paul Heyman introduced a as usual with WWE, well-made video package detailing the history of Brock Lesnar's career.
Okay.
It was quite good. It started off showing how impressive he was in college, became the NCAA heavyweight champion, then how WWE went to him and not the other way around. Brought in Brock, how Brock dominated everyone on the WWE roster when no one could meet up to his standards. Brock went to find competition in greener pastures in the UFC.
Well, here comes the pain.
And he went over to UFC and beat Randy Couture. And then everybody else that they threw at him. But then Brock realized that a whole new crop of WWE superstars had taken over the reins here, and so came back to compete against them, was pretty much the story they told. They also emphasized the streak being broken and such things.
Yes, he came back to WWE because there was a new crop, not because, he got fired from UFC for taking drugs.
Yeah.
No, that wasn't the reason. Not at all.
So. Yeah. So anyway, after the video package plays, Finn Balor comes out to interrupt this. Comes out of mic and gets into the ring, and at this point, Heyman just kind of scurried away because I guess he was done. I guess he got his point across, which was watch this shiny video package we made. And
Brock can't be bothered to come out and cut his own promo, so here I am.
Basically. And Finn Balor remarks that it's been a while since I've held one of these championships, and it feels good. And he discusses his plans to defend the title, as he does.
Mm-hmm.
I will add, by the way, that Brock video ended with "to be continued."
Okay, then.
Yeah. Oh, the other thing Heyman added after the video, by the way, when he mentioned the undefeated streak, he's like, you still boo that, but just like Seth Rollins, there's not a damn thing you can do about it. And he asked how many believe Seth Rollins can emerge WrestleMania as the champion, and there were some cheers and burn it down chants, and that's when Balor came out.
Fair.
So then they threw to a commercial, then came back to Balor, who talked about the title.
Mm-hmm.
But he got pretty quickly interrupted by Lio Rush.
Of course he did.
Who came out and informed Finn Balor that he did not deserve to be the Intercontinental Champion. Bobby Lashley deserved to be the Intercontinental Champion. This led to Lashley attacking Balor from behind because I guess he came out of the crowd.
What happened to Lashley being pissed at Lio Rush?
I guess they got over it.
Wow.
Yeah. Consistency. Anyway, so Lio Rush then came down and they proceeded to beat up Finn Balor. There was a body slam from Lashley, and then and then Rush with his frog splash off the top onto Balor.
The final hour?
I don't know. That just says frog splash, but maybe.
That's probably his finishing move, the final hour.
Probably.
Which is, in fact, in the game.
It is. It's true. It was added when he was.
Mm-hmm.
Which is cool. I took some new moves from him and Ricochet. You'll see those next time we play.
Fair.
So, anyway, Finn Balor was rescued by Ricochet.
Okay, then.
Ricochet ran out and proceeded to take out Lio Rush on the floor with a dive and then a springboard drop kick onto Lashley to send him flying out of the ring. This led to a standoff as we went to a commercial break.
Okay.
Which is pretty damn quick after the last one. I don't know who the hell is pacing this show.
Someone who has been screaming in their ear saying, "Cut to commercial, we need to make more money."
Yeah. Well, anyway, we come back from the commercial to a tag team match play already in progress.
Mm-hmm.
Between these four men.
The Ricochet Club?
Yeah, pretty much. This was basically, here's a match so Ricochet can show off all the cool shit he can do against Lio Rush, and Finn Balor can occasionally kick Lashley in the face.
Yeah, we surely don't have a show dedicated to that kind of match where they both could do that, where Lio Rush happens to work. No, we're going to put it on the main show where no one gives a shit.
Yep.
We're going to put it on the main show where they're overshadowed by Bobby Lashley and Finn Balor. Yeah, that's what we're going to do.
In all fairness, Finn Balor could cruiserweight with the best of them. He could be on that show too.
He could, but all I'm saying is if they did it on that show, it would just be a straight-up one-on-one match for Ricochet versus Lio Rush, and I would pay to see that match. That'd be a fucking awesome match.
Now, what they did was pretty impressive.
Yeah, too bad it was in front of a crowd that didn't give a shit.
Yeah. Also, I need to see if Ricochet has this move in the game, because Ricochet has a Rolling Thunder drop kick.
A Rolling Thunder drop kick?
Yeah. He Rolling Thunders and then pops up into a drop kick.
I don't recall seeing that move.
Yeah, I don't think that one's in there, because if it was, I probably would have taken it.
Yes.
Anyway. Said Rolling Thunder dropkick knocks Lashley out of the ring. And then Ricochet did a cartwheel into a pose, because he's agile.
Mm-hmm.
Rush tagged in, did some shit with Balor. Lashley then came in and kicked Balor in the ribs. Then hit him with a suplex, did a flatliner. Leo tagged back in and tried to do a sunset flip, but Balor countered it and drop kicked him in the face. Then stomped on him for a while. Then hit some chops and a sling blade. Drop kicked him into the turnbuckle, but he got distracted by Lashley when he was trying to go up. So by the time he got up there, Leo Rush drop kicked Balor's leg out from under him, and then Lashley whipped him into a barricade outside the ring. Lashley then jumped onto Balor's back for a 2 count in the ring. Lashley then stomped on him and body slammed him into a commercial. Match came back to the heels using Balor as a beat slut. And they kind of went back and forth, but eventually Ricochet got a hot tag and a neck breaker, then a springboard drop kick on Rush, drop kick to Lashley, corkscrew dive onto Rush on the floor, then another dive to avoid Lashley, and then Balor drop kick. This was a great combination bite here. So if you can picture the ring from camera position, the left side corner next to the ramp.
Okay.
The lower left corner, like if you were coming down the ramp, the right side of the ramp.
Yeah.
So basically, Lashley was standing in that corner vicinity. Ricochet was in the front of the ring on the camera side. Balor was on the other side of the ramp in the other corner. So Ricochet and Lashley are down here near the front of the ring, and there's this cool move where Ricochet kind of runs at him and hits a. Basically, he comes at Lashley, and Lashley tries to like throw a punch or a clothesline or something at him, and Ricochet does this cool dive like under him and like avoid like this cool agile move to avoid this shot. Right? It's like he comes at Lashley. Lashley goes for the move. He dives under Lashley's arm and ends up over by the ramp. As he's doing this, the camera's looking. As he's doing this, Balor was running. The second he's out of the way on the dive, Balor drop kicks Lashley into the barricade.
Damn!
It was a sweet combination. It's like a feint and then a drop kick.
Nice.
So Ricochet got back in the ring with Leo Rush and hit a springboard elbow and then his crazy ass 630 senton.
Okay, then.
That's his finisher. It's a 630 senton.
Which I assume you took.
I think I might have. I'm not sure.
I assume it's in the game. I don't recall seeing it, but I assume it's there.
Yeah, that's his finisher in the game.
Fair.
It has a name. I don't recall what that name is.
Fair.
But yeah, so that won the match. He got the pin on Leo Rush with that maneuver.
All right, then.
So that was your tag team match, player.
Faces win.
Pretty much. So we will score that in a moment here. Let's see what's going. Let me just do this. Boop. Live, everybody. Where is it? The 630 senton, the fall from the throne.
Okay, then.
Indeed. Yeah. His finishers are the fall from the throne and the vertigo, which is a Michinoku driver 2B.
Okay, then.
Also a lifting reverse STO that he calls King's Landing.
Okay, then.
So, let's see what happened here. Okay, so Leo Rush did not bother to do any moves. He was just there to take a pinfall. So Leo Rush is going to get 5 points for being in this match, and 5 points for the pre-match promo, which is 10, and then 4 for assaulting Finn Balor. That's 14, and then 1 for the frog splash he hit pre-match. So it's 15 points to Finn Balor.
Fair.
Not Finn Balor, Leo Rush.
Fair.
that's going to be 66, 271.
Apparently, also Ricochet also has a rock bottom and a crazy ass move called the People's Moonsault.
That I took.
Which is also in the game.
Yes, it is. That I have.
Yeah, I didn't know who it was until I looked it up on YouTube, and the first thing that popped up was Ricochet's match. I'm like, wait, Ricochet uses that move? I should have known that because in the game he actually does his taunt, and I didn't realize that was Ricochet's taunt. I should have known that was his taunt because I've seen his entrance.
Yeah. I was gonna just bust that out on you in the middle of a match and see if you even knew it was in the game.
Of course I do.
Anyway, so we got the rush. So Bobby Lashley lost. So Bobby Lashley's going to get 5 points for being in this match. He's going to get 4 for an assault, which is 9. And he had 2 moves, is 11 points to Lashley.
Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
Yep. 286.
I should say, oh, how the almighty has fallen.
Yep. Well, here's the thing, though. You do have to give Lashley some amount of credit, though, because he may have fallen, but he's still competing on Raw.
Yeah.
He's not at the competing on main event level.
True, but he'll never be at that level because he's a legend. Vince would never treat him that poorly.
Who knows? Anyway. So, let's go to the winners. Finn Balor gets 15 points for being on the winning team. He gets 5 points for being in this match. It's 15. He gets 5 points for his pre-match promo. That's 25. And 4 moves is 29 points to Finn Balor.
A Demon King.
Yes. 9 will be 9. Let's see. What did I say?
I don't know.
29. Yeah. So that's going to be 42 and 9 is 451. And your winner of the match, Ricochet, which we're going to have to add these people down here till we give them rosters. Yep. Ricochet is going to get 20 points for winning the match. 5 for being in it is 25. And 3 moves. I feel like he did more than that, but I guess not. I guess he did a lot of fancy shit that wasn't on his list. Anyway, that's 28 points to Ricochet. Moving on.
He won the match and had less points than Finn Balor? What the hell?
Well, Balor had the pre-match promo.
That still doesn't make up for 20 points of winning. Because that's what, 5 for the promo, 5 for the match, and that's 10, and fucking 29 points in moves?
For who, what?
Not 29, 19 points in moves?
For who?
Balor, because didn't you say he had like 29 points?
28. I think, no, wait, no, 29. What did Balor have?
I thought you said he had 29.
Yeah, 29. 29. He has 1 point more.
So he had 19 points in moves?
No, he got 15 points for being on the winning team.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Didn't think about that. Fair enough.
Gets 15 for winning team and 5 for being in the match is 20. 5 for his promo is 25 and 4 moves.
4 for moves. Yeah, okay, fair enough. I forgot about the 15 for being on the winning team.
Yeah, so basically the difference is he did 1 more move, which is the point difference, and then he gets the extra. He makes up the extra 5 that Ricochet got for being the winner with the promo.
Fair.
There is a method to the madness. Post-match. we cut backstage, and there was a shot of Natalya talking to Triple H about something, apparently congratulating him, presumably related to the Hall of Fame. When Drew McIntyre walked up, and Natalya left, and this is a great scene where Drew McIntyre said that basically playing, why is it that Seth Rollins gets opportunity after opportunity while I am overlooked? Kind of deal. I want a match against Seth Rollins to prove that I deserve to be in the main event of WrestleMania. Basically wanting Seth to put his WrestleMania match with Brock on the line. As he was doing this, Dean Ambrose walked up and said, he was chewing on something like, I'm not doing anything tonight. And then slapped Drew McIntyre across the face really hard. To the point that Drew McIntyre had that reaction where he didn't quite turn his face completely back around, almost like he was a cartoon character and there was a delay in his face coming back around, which is kind of funny. And then Dean Ambrose just walked away. And after a moment or so staring at him walking away, Triple H just goes, so, did you still want the match against Rollins, or should I change that to Dean Ambrose? Just change the damn match. And walked away. Promo to McIntyre and Ambrose.
So, because we got the announcement of DX going to the Hall of Fame, we got DX Triple H for the night?
I guess.
I'm okay with this.
There, and Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose at 290. Okay. So after this, we go to a commercial. And we come back to the commercial to the Lucha House Party.
Lucha.
We see a replay of the whole situation that's been going on with Becky lately. Just to remind everybody about that real quick.
Right.
And we cut back out to the ringside area. And the announce team came on camera for a moment, and they noted that instructions have put out that if Becky Lynch shows up while suspended again, she will be arrested.
Okay, then.
So we go to the ring where the Lucha House Party's opponents, Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins, come out.
Oh, no.
Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins proceed to get their asses kicked by luchadors.
Well, to be fair, the luchadors are faster.
They are. To be fair, they put up a decent, they did at least put up a fight. I mean, there was, at one point, Hawkins did hit 2 drop kicks on both the Lucha House Party members that backslid Dorado into a 2 count. And Zack Ryder did clothesline Metal League out to the floor, and Hawkins hit a jump kick. But didn't really do much, and the Lucha House Party still won, with Lince Dorado hitting a Hurricanrana into a pin cover.
Okay, then. Point for that.
Yep. So that happened.
Lucha.
So, Ryder and Hawkins. Surprisingly, Hawkins had a move and Ryder didn't.
Okay, then.
So, Zack Ryder gets 5 points for being here and nothing else, and Hawkins gets 6 for having one move.
Okay, then.
That's 34. Is that right? Yeah, 34. And then Kurt Hawkins There's Kurt Hawkins. There's Kurt Hawkins. He gets 6, which puts him at 67. Okay.
And Kalisto gets 5 for being there for the boys.
Kalisto gets 5 for coming to me.
For not having to do anything.
Yep. All right. And Lince Dorado got a pinfall, so we'll start with Grand Metalik, who gets 15 points for being on the winning team, 5 for being in the match, and he gets 1 point for a, what was it that Metalik busted out here? Oh, for a kick maneuver.
Okay.
There was a point where the two luchas hit tandem double kicks.
Ah, okay.
So anyway, so that is going to give Metalik 21 points.
Okay.
Which will put him at 152. And Lince Dorado gets 20 for winning a match. He gets 5 for being in the match, is 25. And he gets 4 moves for doing most of the work. That's 29 points to Lince Dorado.
Golden links. Golden links.
So that's going to be 62, 72, and 9. Yeah, is 81. 181. All right, so following this, we got to the stage where Heavy Machinery were interviewed by Charlie Caruso.
Okay, then.
And Tucker said that they work hard and they enjoy some red meat. And Otis summarized this with what I assume is going to be on their T-shirt that they will presumably inevitably have, steaks and weights.
Okay.
Steaks and weights.
Sure. Why not?
They eat red meat. They work out. Steaks and weights. Tugger said that he and Otis have a pact, and said that they had each other's back. You know, they work together. And at one point, I think it was during this promo, they actually referred to each other as brothers. So I guess they're going with the gimmick that these guys are brothers.
Okay, then.
So, I don't know. Anyway, they were interrupted by Lacey Evans.
Of course.
Who proceeded to come out, walk past them, walk down the ramp for a minute, and then walk back up the ramp and pause at the stage. As she has been doing frequently recently. Heavy Machinery responded to this by walking down the ramp themselves and then walking back up the ramp like the Bushwhackers.
All right, then.
And circling Lacey Evans upon their return to the stage. So that happened. Don't know what that was, but it happened. So Lacey Evans will get a promo for being at, well, I guess Lacey Evans only get a mini, or does she get a full even though she didn't talk?
I would say give her a full because it was actually a bit.
Yeah, okay. So 34. And then we're going to give some points to Otis Dozovic. And some points to Tucker Knight. I scroll down enough to see him. Okay. Moving along. We go to a commercial. And we come back from the commercial to the team of Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, who are in the backstage area. And they are approached by Bobby Roode and Chad Gable, who are not in their fancy robes, but are in street clothes. And they approach and they query as to why two guys from NXT can just show up on Raw unannounced and get a match against the Raw Tag Team Champions when they, the former champions who have established themselves, should have a right to that match. They do not get an answer about this because the Revival themselves will then walk up, the Raw Tag Team Champions, holding their belts, and basically just ignore Brooding Gable, and proceed to talk to Gargano and Ciampa about all the times that they had tag team matches down in NXT, and Gargano noting that some of those matches were insane. And Ciampa informed the Revival that he and Gargano were there to make an impression at the Revival's expense, and then wish them luck. And the Revival replied that they don't need luck. So yeah.
Okay then, playing the history card.
Yep. So we're going to go ahead and give a promo to Bobby Roode and Chad Gable.
Mm-hmm.
Get that out of the way.
A promo to the Revival.
Well, I'll throw their promos in with their match points because those two teams have their match right now.
Okay. That's fair.
So those two teams go out there, and they do, in fact, have one hell of a tag team match play, as one would expect. And admittedly, it was just a great back and forth, pretty even tag team match. Dawson and Wilder, obviously, as they normally do, focusing on their double team maneuvers and how they work together in team wrestling. Whereas while Gargano and Ciampa do work well as a team, they did not hesitate to each do a little bit of their own thing during the course of the match as well. And after a lot of back and forth, Ciampa managing to avoid a shatter machine, and Gargano jumping off the apron and getting hit with a knee on the way down. The match ended with Gargano hit a kick on Dawson, then a kick on Wilder. Then Gargano hit a diving spear on Dawson and got a 2 off of that. Then Ciampa came in, and the two gentlemen in question hit their double team finisher maneuver, which I'm not sure if it has a name, but it's a running knee to the back of the head from Ciampa and a super kick from Gargano.
Okay then.
To a kneeling opponent, for the record.
Fair.
So win to the DIY.
Fair.
So good for them. So Ciampa got the 3 count on that. Excuse me.
Yep.
So we'll start off with the tag team champions. The tag team champions each get 5 points for being in the match. And they do.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as I can gather, despite the assorted things they did, yeah, so they did, since they don't really do individual moves, they did hit off 2 double team maneuvers, so they will each get 2 move points. So each member of the Revival will get 7 points.
And 5 for the promos.
And 5 for the promos, which would be 12. 39, 241, and 12 for Scott Dawson is 217. Meanwhile, on the winning team, Johnny Gargano gets 15 points for being on the winning team. He gets 5 for being in the match. He is 25. He gets a 5 for the pre-match promo is 30, and 5 for moves is 35 points to Johnny Wrestling. We'll have to add down here with all these folks.
Just for the sake of argument. We'll add Alistair back down there to save time later.
So, we did Gargano, and that leaves Tommaso Ciampa, who gets 20 for winning the match. Gets 5 for being in it, is 25. A pre-match promo is 30. 4 moves is 34, and reversing the Shatter Machine is 37 points to Tommaso Ciampa. All right. There we go. So, great match. We then cut to the back where Finn Balor and Ricochet are interviewed by Charlie Caruso. And Balor said that he had his night last night at the Elimination Chamber, but tonight was all about Ricochet, and Balor welcomed him to Raw. Balor then walked off, and Ricochet took over the interview, saying that you can envision your dreams. But he can guarantee that when you live your dreams and fulfill your goals. What? This doesn't make words. He says he never imagined debuting on Raw would be like this. Talking about achieving his goals, basically saying you can guarantee, that you can live your dreams and fulfill your goals, because look at him, he's now on Raw, and the people are just seeing the beginning of him, and he's going to show you why he is the one and only Ricochet. It's the summation of that promo. So promo to Balor and Ricochet.
Which kind of makes me sad, because on the main roster, I don't think Ricochet's going to be allowed to shine as much as he would otherwise be allowed to if he was on like 205 Live. Because let's be honest, there's almost no one on the roster that could keep up with him.
Yeah.
Now they put him on SmackDown, maybe because Mustafa Ali's over there, and AJ might be able to keep up with him, but he's kind of old.
Andrade.
Yeah, and then Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
Jeff Hardy.
Yeah.
But on Raw, they have nothing. Raw is the land of the Giants.
Yeah.
Ricochet's screwed. He's not going to be able to do anything.
Daniel Bryan.
Yeah. Kofi. Xavier.
Yeah. Either of the Usos.
Yeah. So all on SmackDown. But who does Raw have? Raw has like a bunch of Giants and Finn Balor.
They got Hawkins and Ryder.
I don't know if I'd consider them cruiserweights.
Fair. They got the Lucha House Party.
Yeah, but they're also on 205 Live.
True. Anyway. After that, we see Ronda and Ruby in separate parts of the arena getting ready for their match later tonight. And then we see a clip of Kevin Owens at what appears to be at a movie theater doing a cell phone promo. He said he's enjoying his time with his family. He's a month away from returning, and says he's never been more focused and he's never been hungrier. Owens' son then gave him some popcorn, and he ate the popcorn. He also demanded to his son to know where the change was from the $20 bill he gave him to buy the popcorn, and his son explained, Dad, that there was no change from the 20. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, then.
So, promo to KO.
You finally get your points.
Yeah. We then go to the ring for a promo from the new Women's Tag Team Champions, the Boss and Hug Connection.
Woo.
They proceed to come out and basically talk about how happy they are to be champions. You know, how awesome it is to get to, set another precedent and make more history. It's crazy. Sasha says it's crazy how far they've come from making history and doing it together. Bayley notes they went from hating each other to loving each other, and they felt every single emotion together. They can't imagine doing this with anybody else. They were legit born to do this. It took them going to war with each other, and then together they are changing the world. This is just the beginning. They're taking over. They'll be champs for a very long time. And Sasha emphasizes they plan on defending these titles against anybody past, present, and future on Raw, SmackDown, or even NXT. And Bayley said they recognize and respect what these titles mean to the entire women's evolution, and said that there is no stronger connection than the Boss and Hug connection. And Sasha added that you can bank on that. Sasha's music played, but before they could leave, they were interrupted by Nia and Tamina. Nia told them to stop and said that nobody wants to see this nauseating love fest they have going on. Jax congratulated them for winning the titles and said that this is the best that Bayley will ever get, while adding that everybody knows Sasha only cares about herself and will eventually stab Bayley in the back. And Jax adds that every time Sasha wins a title, she loses it on her very first title defense, so don't count on having that belt too long either, Bayley. That's a record that's backed up in the books.
Huh.
Anyway, Tamina adds that last night they got lucky, but tonight their luck is going to run out. But when they went down to try to get in the ring, Bayley and Banks prevented them from getting in the ring, and so the heels left.
What did they do to prevent them?
It says Bayley and Banks kicked them out of the ring, so I think they got up in the apron and got like drop kicked off it or something. Let me check the other recap. Let's see here. Let's go over to here. Yeah, Sasha and Bayley knock Nia and Tamina off the apron, and then when Nia tries to get back in, they knock her down again.
Fair.
So maybe they just threw punches at him. I don't know, but they kept her from getting in the ring.
Fair.
So, it's not even worthy of an assault, so we're just going to give promo to everybody.
All right.
$30 Bayley.
So that's the feud that's going to be going for the women's tag titles then?
I guess.
And Sasha. And Tamina.
All right. We then see the DX Hall of Fame video package. And then we go to the earlier advertised match of Dean Ambrose and Drew McIntyre.
Okay, then.
We see a replay of the slap to the face earlier. The bell sounds. Drew throws a bunch of offense and slaps Ambrose across the face a few times. Ambrose manages to knock Drew outside the ring, knocks him off the apron with a boot, then hits him with a suicide dive. He throws Drew back in the ring and hits a neck breaker. But when he goes up top, he misses the shot coming off the top. Drew hits him with one Claymore kick, then another Claymore kick, and then pins him.
Okay, then. Points to me.
So, Dean Ambrose gets 5 points for being in the match and 1 for the suicide dive. Is 6 points to Dean.
Okay.
Drew McIntyre gets 20 for winning, 5 for being in it, and 3 moves. Is 28 points to Drew.
So it's 77 and 8 is 85. 285.
Drew then stands over Dean's corpse and looks up at the WrestleMania sign. We see the Lesnar video package again. This one talking about the Lesnar-Rollins match at WrestleMania instead of just Brock's career. We then cut to Seth Rollins backstage, his only appearance for the night, because I don't think he's cleared to wrestle at the moment. And he does an interview reacting to the video package, saying that everything that Paul Heyman said about Brock Lesnar was true, and that Seth Rollins accepts his fate. And he says that Lesnar must also accept his fate, and that's that Rollins is leaving WrestleMania with the Universal title belt, whether it's on his feet or in a wheelchair. Dean Ambrose then walks over, and Rollins is like, "Can I help you with something?" And Ambrose proceeds to ask where Rollins was, as if he's a face and they're still friends. Rollins is very confused by this and asks Ambrose if he's completely lost his mind. And Ambrose then gives Rollins a weird look and walks off.
Well, okay then.
Yep.
Wacky Dean.
Yep. All right. So, promo to Rollins and Ambrose. And Seth Rollins in his only appearance tonight. Boom. Alrighty, we then go out to the ring to Elias.
Oh boy.
And Elias says that he's fed up with how he's been treated because he is the most talented and charismatic superstar to come around in a long time. And tonight he says that he's going to sing a song for himself rather than the people and asks everyone to be quiet. And he also talked about all the NXT people while saying that he makes magic, told the crowds to shut their mouths. When he was interrupted by Aleister Black, who proceeded to rise out of his coffin, which was pretty cool. And informed Elias that if silence is what you seek, allow me to help you, because tonight you will fade to black.
Okay, that's awesome.
Hmm.
I like that promo. That's nice. Also, did they just cart out a coffin with him in it, or how did that work?
The coffin and assorted props were set up to the right, just off the stage, so that when he rose up, he could step out right onto the stage.
Mm.
So it was at basically stage level. So basically, the coffin was flat. There were some lit candles and some ambiance around it. And then the coffin opened, and he had his arms crossed over his chest. And then the mechanic rose him up to standing position. And then he uncrossed the arms and stepped out onto the stage. And then cut the promo.
Now, if only his entrance in the video game actually showed the coffin and the candles.
Yeah.
Because it shows him sitting up, but you don't see the coffin or the candle because you only see him from, like, the waist up.
Right. Well, it's still badass. I'll give you the video after we're done with this.
Okay.
Anyway, Aleister Black then walked down to the ring and beat the shit out of Elias.
Yay?
He did a moonsault into the ring as we went to commercial. Elias tried to come back with a clothesline and a chin lock and tried to ground the guy, but Black got back up, took down Elias with forearms, a spin kick, a sliding knee, a moonsault off the middle rope. Elias managed to knee him in the face out of midair when he went for a springboard attack off the middle rope, but Black then avoided Elias going for whatever he was going for, it doesn't say what, and then hit him with a Black Mass.
Nice. Which one? The straight up kick or the awesome one that I gave Simon?
Just says Black Mass kick, so I'm assuming it was just the kick.
Well, they're both kicks, but the awesome one is the one where they're face down and he just lifts up with his foot, kind of looks at him, and then boom, kicks him.
I don't know. Considering he avoided an Elias move, I'm assuming Elias was not incapacitated, and therefore it was just the kick.
So just a roundhouse kick. Fair enough.
Because apparently Elias was arguing with the referee over the 2 count, and that's when he turned around and went for something else that got evaded and then ate the kick.
Fair enough.
So Elias gets 5 points for a pre-match promo and 5 points for being in this match, and 3 for managing to evade a for whatever that middle rope jumping thing was that he needed him out of the air from. Because I'm assuming that was a move.
Okay, fair.
So Elias gets 13 points. $192.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think we found a replacement for The Undertaker.
Yeah.
Because that sounded creepy as shit.
Yeah.
For the silence you seek, allow me to assist you as you fade to black.
Pretty much.
Like, damn, dude, that's like an Undertaker promo.
I will admit I don't recall his exact cadence, so I might not have gotten the voice quite right, but anyway, Aleister Black will get 20 points for winning this match. He will get 5 points for being in his 25, and he will get 4 moves. It's 29 points to Aleister Black. All right.
Fair. Also, I don't know if you've been watching Up, Up, Down, Down, but Aleister Black was a recent guest.
Oh, nice.
On Superstar Save Point, and yeah, he seems like a pretty chill dude. They were playing Final Fight, too.
In particular, I'm not sure if I got Aleister Black's cadence right, because Aleister Black is actually Dutch, and I don't know if I'm not sure if he has an accent.
Not really.
Okay.
Yeah, he's Dutch because he decided to go with Final Dutch as his name, because they have nicknames on
okay.
On Up, Up, Down, Down. The ending of it was hilarious though, because when Xavier does the outro, he says, and introducing onto Up, Up, Down, Down, and gives their name.
Yeah.
And he apparently crossed that name with his ring name and called him Final Black. And Aleister turns around and goes, Final Black? What the hell, dude? That's wrong. That is so wrong. He's like, that went somewhere that it should not have gone. and then as right before it goes, he goes, please tell me you're keeping that in.
Nice.
Oh, Aleister Black, he's awesome.
Cool. So anyway, we clear the ring out. We go to a commercial break. We're reminded that next week on Monday Night Raw will be the 70th birthday celebration of the Nature Boy Ric Flair.
Woo!
Woo! So tune in for that. So big Raw coming up. We got the 70th birthday of the Nature Boy. Roman Reigns is going to give us an update on his battle with leukemia. NXT people are around. It's going to be a hell of a show.
Fair. Didn't realize he was only 70.
I know, because he looks like he's about 105.
Yeah. My dad is older than Ric Flair.
Yeah.
Not by much, but he's older than Ric Flair.
Yeah. Yeah, but Ric Flair is also in far worse shape than most men his age.
Because
just by virtue of the career.
Punch to the face.
Yeah, by virtue of the career choice.
Yeah, pretty much.
So anyway, during the commercial break, we cleared the ring out in order to prep for our main event, which is an Elimination Chamber rematch of Rowdy Ronda Rousey defending the Raw Women's Championship against Ruby Riott. And this time Ruby Riott was smart enough to go, maybe I should bring my cronies with me to steal an advantage.
Too bad it didn't work.
No, it did not, but she tried. So they all come out, and these two ladies have a back-and-forth match. Ronda starts off throwing Ruby around for a little while, but we go to commercial as Riott manages to avoid an armbar. We then come back with Riott grounding Ronda and trying to keep her down. And we see that Sarah Logan cheap shotted her behind the ref's back during the commercial, which is how Ruby gained control. So Ronda managed to come back, throw some more hip tosses, punches, arm drag takedowns, jumping elbow to the face. Riot countered the second attempt at that maneuver, and then did a middle rope jumping back splash. Riot connected with a Riot kick, got a 2 off it. No crowd reaction. Riot hit some other kind of kick. Rousey caught this kick and hit a gut wrench powerbomb.
Okay, then.
Then made the admittedly amateurish mistake of deciding she was going to do a corner move to Ronda and then pulling Ronda to the corner where her cronies were hanging out. I'm pulling Ruby, rather, to the corner where her cronies were hanging out. So naturally, when Rousey pulled Riot to the turnbuckle, she got distracted by those two, and Riot hit Ronda with a second Riot kick, which Ronda also kicked out of, which means that Ruby Riot's Riot kick is now completely useless as a finishing maneuver.
Apparently, what the hell?
And then Sarah Logan pulled Ruby Riot out of the ring to get her a break as Ronda went for the armbar. Ronda then did a freaking suicide dive.
Okay.
And took everybody down, but it was a bit of a rough landing, and apparently you could audibly hear her you could audibly hear her ask Sarah Logan if she was okay. Anyway, she then threw Ruby Riot into the turnbuckle, then threw her back in the ring and tapped her out with an armbar.
Yeah, that's horrible fucking booking.
Yeah.
It would have been better if, with the second Riot kick, if they'd have had Ronda, like, grab the rope or something.
Yeah. Anyway, after the match, the Riot Squad jumped in the ring, and Liv Morgan got hit with a Piper's Pit Slam, and then Logan took one as well. So, Sarah Logan and Liv Morgan are going to get a covenant interference. That's 11 a pop. $122 for Logan. And Liv Morgan is also going to be at 122. All right. And then we have Ruby Riot, who's going to get 5 points for being in the match. 4 points for being in the main event is 9. And a combination of 2 moves and 1 evasion is another 5, which is 14 points to Ruby Riot. Is 43, 147. All right. We then go to your winner and still the Raw Women's Champion, Rowdy Ronda Rousey, who is going to get herself 20 points for winning a match on Raw, 25 points for a successful defense of her Raw Women's Championship, puts her at 45. We're going to go with 5 points for competing is 50. 9 points for being in and winning the main event is 59. And an evasion at 1 point is 62. And 2 moves for Ronda. Plus another 2 post-match for the 2 fucking Piper's Pits that she hit on the cronies. We'll put Ronda at 64 points for the evening.
God damn it. Like she needed that.
487.
Damn.
Yep. Let's go to the scores. Because that was Raw. Refresh. Save. What do we got? Still in the lead at an even 6,000 points. Extremely Legit Yes Movement coming in at about 380 points behind at 56-28. Are the Ready Last Kickers. I'm still way back at 35-80.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. I got 72 points for the entirety of Raw.
Well, most of your people are on SmackDown.
Not really.
Really?
I mean, I have the New Day, yes. That's about it that's on SmackDown. And I have Ray. Ray.
Don't you have Mac Miz?
I do have Mac Miz. Fair enough. I do have those people. I have Rusev, if he's doing anything.
Yeah.
Yes, I got more SmackDown people than I thought.
You also happen to have the Fabulous Glow, don't you?
Nope.
I know you have Mela.
Nope. That would be Tiff. See?
No. Oh. Okay, I thought you had Mela.
I did, but when they teamed up, they had to be together, so she got Mela.
Okay.
I think.
Fair.
Anyway, let's go to the scores here. So let's see. What did you had 6,000 even. All right. SmackDown time. Excuse me. So, for the record, I only saw the very tail end of SmackDown this week.
Okay.
Because I got home late on Tuesday because I had to work Tuesday night this week, which I normally don't have to do, but I had to work I had to switch shifts to work earlier on Wednesday because I had to go to a meeting Wednesday morning when I normally am not working Wednesday morning. So that happened. Go ahead and open. Big thanks to Tiff, who couldn't be here due to the lateness, for providing the scores before she left. Always appreciated. The SmackDown scores here. There we go. All right. So let's open up to SmackDowns. Let me open up this results page here. Live, everybody. You see any of SmackDown?
Nope.
All right, let's go to SmackDown.
I came home and fell asleep.
Fair enough. SmackDown is emanating this week also from New Orleans, Louisiana.
Yep.
But in this case, they are in the Smoothie King Center. So we open things up with Shane O'Mac.
Here comes the money.
Here comes the money.
It's on his title belt.
Yep. So Shane comes out and talks about the great main event that they accomplished, and the Elimination Chamber match, and also said that the guys from NXT that had debuted on Raw are also going to be here on SmackDown tonight. The Miz then made his entrance wearing a suit. And Miz gets in the ring saying that 48 hours ago at the Elimination Chamber, he lost the tag team titles. And he said that it's been 48 sleepless hours and that he can't take the guilt. Miz said that Shane took that chance, and he did it because Miz made a passionate plea. And Miz said that he had a confession while saying that he used Shane because he knew Shane could relate about Miz wanting his dad to be proud of him, and he knows Shane feels the same way about his dad. There was even a dad chant, apparently. Miz said that when he wanted to be a tag team, Shane revealed that it was his dream to be a tag team champion, and Miz said he always tries to make his titles the most prestigious in all of WWE. And Miz claimed that this time they did that together. And Miz said that 2 days later on SmackDown, Shane surprised him by bringing out his dad to the show. And Miz said as his dad walked out and the fans chanted Mr. Miz, he paused, so the fans chanted Mr. Miz again. Miz said that his dad said he was proud of him, he loved him, and that was the first time Miz heard his dad say that. Miz says that was the best moment of his career and one of the best moments of his life because of Shane. And the Miz thanked Shane for this. Miz found out that 2 days ago in their first title defense, he let Shane down and he's sorry. And he knows there's no automatic rematch clause, but he is Shane McMahon. And if there's anyone that can make a rematch between the best tag team in the world and the Usos, it is Shane. The fans cheered for this, and the Miz led the crowd in a rematch chant.
Okay, then.
This led to the Usos coming out, who had some repeated, whoa, 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 whoa. And, the Usos say that, you want a rematch? We're proud champions. We're more than happy to fight you again and give you a rematch, but we all know Shane doesn't want a rematch because, Miz, you're a joke. You're a joke, a loser, a failure, a fraud, and a wannabe A-lister with C-list skills.
Damn.
Yeah.
Pipe bomb.
Jay then followed up and said the Miz is a crybaby and told Shane to find a new partner. Shane instructed the Usos not to disrespect his partner like that and said that the rematch is on and it's happening in the hometown of the Miz in Cleveland, Ohio at Fastlane.
I don't think Miz can declare a match like that.
No, Shane said it.
Oh. You said the Miz said that.
No, I said Shane said the rematch is on and it's happening in the hometown of the Miz in Cleveland at Fastlane. Is what I said. The Miz was happy about that, and he ended with that being awesome. So a promo to McMiz and the Usos. $184 and the Miz. That's $214 and the Usos.
Does Jimmy get that pipe bomb or not?
Yeah, it wasn't bad. 193. Wait, no, that's Jinder. Hang on, what the hell did I just do? Up here, 5. No, wait, hang on, what did I just do?
I can't tell you because you're lagging like a mofactor.
Yeah, 188 to 193, which is for Jay. Then Jimmy gets the +5 for the promo, which would be 200 even. And then one would have been 205 live for the wait, it was a pipe bomb 4 or 5?
5.
Okay. And pipe bomb for that. All right. So they left the ring and we had a commercial break. And we come back to the commercial break to Aleister Black.
All right. Who's he going to make fade to black this time?
Well, first of all, we saw a video package of some highlights of Aleister Black in action to let the SmackDown people who might not have seen Raw know who he is. Well, that's interesting. And so Aleister Black proceeded to have a match against Andrade.
Okay, then.
Which, if you think about it, is kind of a very interesting dynamic, and not because of Andrade.
Oh?
Oh, you don't know.
What's that?
Outside of the kayfabe, Aleister Black is married to Zelina Vega.
Oh.
In fact, they just got married like a month ago.
Okay, then. Interesting.
Anyway, so we opened up the match with Andrade throwing chops and then some stomps. Then a running knee to the chin. He went for another one, but Black moved on the second one and threw Andre over the top rope. Aleister Black then did a backflip off the ropes and then did that sitting taunt in the ring that he likes to do.
You mean the one that's part of his entrance?
I assume so.
At least it is in the game.
All right.
One where he does like the mankind thing where he sits and rocks back and forth.
Yeah, he did that thing.
Yeah, that's like part of his entrance.
Fair enough. Well, this led to a commercial. And we come after the commercial to fans chanting Aleister. And he was taken almost out with strikes, kicks to the leg, and then a running knee to the side of the face. Aleister Black went to the ropes for a move. Andrade dumped him back over the rope again. Andrade tried for the hammerlock DDT, but Black countered it into a pin attempt. Then hit a double knee attack off the ropes, kick to the head, bridging German. Andrade countered with a hip toss into the turnbuckle. Then did a double knee attack against the turnbuckle for a 2. Aleister then picked up Andrade, threw him face first into the turnbuckle, and then hit him with a black mass kick to the head.
Okay, then.
So Aleister Black with a victory there.
And Zelina did not get involved.
Nope.
She knew better because she got to go home with him at the end of the night.
Yep.
Like, yeah, Andrade, honey, yeah, you don't have to go home with him at the end of the night. You're on your own.
Yeah. So Zelina's going to get 5 points for accompaniment.
Okay, then. Awkward.
Yep. And then Andrade is going to get 5 points for being in this match. And let's see what else we got over here. Where is? Here we go. So Andrade is going to get 5 for being in this match. 1 for the stomps, 1 for a running knee, 1 for a hip toss, and 1 for a double knee attack. It's 9 points to Andrade.
Okay, then.
What's it? 175. Then Aleister Black is going to get 20 points for winning the match, 5 for being in it as 25. 1 for some kicks, 1 for a knee, 3 for escaping the hammerlock DDT attempt, 1 for the double knee attack, 1 for another kick, 1 for the bridging suplex, and 1 for the black mass is 34 points to Aleister Black.
Fair.
63 total for Aleister Black.
Oh, is the hammerlock DDT Andrade's finishing move?
Yes, it is.
I was wondering whose move that was. Now that makes a little more sense.
That's Andrade's finisher.
Because, he's not in the game, so.
Yeah.
But his move is.
Yep.
Spoiler, John took the move.
Nice.
Because
anyway.
Hammerlock.
Of course. Kind of a given. So anyway, we then cut to backstage area where we see that Ciampa and Gargano were watching the match on the monitor.
Okay, then.
And Kayla Braxton comes in and asks them their thoughts on the match. And Ciampa replied that they've made careers defying expectations while noting that he earned the NXT title and loves the spotlight. And Gargano mentions that the two of them went to war last year in that same building. But they were then interrupted by the Bar.
We are the Bar.
With Sheamus talking trash and Cesaro telling them to stay away from SmackDown Live. Ciampa responded that they're there to take over. And Gargano said they're there to break the Bar. The Bar laughed at them and then walked away. Oh, let me give a better version of that promo that's in the other recap. So, they did the interview to talk about making decisions. Gargano says that they're the future when the Bar walk in and say that it must be bring your NXT superstar to work day. Cesaro says that no one knows or cares who they are and tells them to go back to NXT or Raw.
Wow.
And Gargano replies that they aren't here to set the bar. They're here to break the bar.
Okay, then.
The Bar then walk away laughing.
That sounds like it was a pretty good promo.
Indeed. So that's a promo to Ciampa, Gargano, and the Bar. And then Sheamus goes up to 24, and fucking Cesaro.
It's
147. Okay. We then cut to a different part of the backstage area where the New Day runs into Jeff Hardy and AJ Styles backstage, going over their strategy for their match tonight. Which, for the record, is a 6-man tag match featuring all the men from the Elimination Chamber.
Fair.
The New Day pause and give Jeff Hardy and AJ Styles some pancakes, and AJ eats one. The fans chanted Kofi while that was on. So, I don't know. I guess Kofi gets the full and then everybody else gets a mini?
I don't know. The New Day gave them pancakes.
No, all right, then we'll get the whole New Day, the promo. What about me? More points for me.
Usually, if someone does something, then it's like, well, they were actually part of the promo as opposed to just kind of standing there doing nothing.
Fair enough. It's 82 for that. And then we'll give a mini to Jeff and AJ.
Well, didn't AJ eat the pancake?
He did, but is that really going to count?
Yeah. I don't know. I gave you the New Day giving them the pancakes.
Yeah. You have enough points there, Andre 6000. So we then go out to the ring. And the Bar come out to the ring first. We then cut to the Fighting with My Family video package. And superstars Cesaro, Charlotte, and Nia Jax talk about Paige and the movie.
Fair.
In the pro package. We're not going to give any points for that. Then a commercial break, and then Gargano and Ciampa come out.
DIY.
And then the Bar takes on DIY in a tag team match player.
And get their ass kicked by DIY.
Yeah. Although, closer match than the one against the Revival.
Fair.
Sheamus locked up first, and it was noted that Sheamus has about 70 pounds on Ciampa. And they worked Ciampa for a while, kicked him out of the ring. Cesaro tagged in and wanted Gargano, which led to Johnny Wrestling chants. Gargano came in, did a head scissors into a pinning predicament. Cesaro came back with an uppercut. Sheamus tagged in. Gargano sent him out of the ring. Ciampa sent Cesaro out with a clothesline, then a running knee. Gargano suicide dive Sheamus. Ciampa did one on Cesaro, but Cesaro caught Ciampa and hit him with a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker on the floor.
Ow.
Yeah. The bar was in control when we come back. Cesaro with an uppercut on Ciampa. Sheamus tagged in, knocked Gargano off the apron, and then kneed Ciampa in the back, and they beat Ciampa down for a while. And there was not a good-looking spot where Sheamus put Ciampa on his shoulders. Ciampa broke free and hit a sunset flip powerbomb off the top.
Okay, then.
And when he succeeded in this move, they did the rollover. It looked like Ciampa's leg got caught under Sheamus when they landed.
Ooh.
And the ref went over and checked on him, and he was apparently okay.
Would that be a botch by Sheamus?
I don't know who botched. I'm not going to worry about it right now because it's impossible to tell who screwed that up. Gargano tagged in and head scissors Cesaro to the floor, kicked him to the apron, and then knocked down Sheamus to the floor. Then did the head scissors off the apron to the floor, slingshot DDT. Cesaro did a head scissors takedown. Then Gargano applied the Gargano escape submission.
Okay, then.
That's his submission move, the Gargano escape.
Okay, then.
Yeah, it's a clever name. Yes, no?
Kind of.
Let me just see here real quick as soon as this comes up.
Yeah, the Gargano escape, a chicken wing over the shoulder crossface.
Okay, then.
Would be that particular maneuver. So anyway, he locked this in, but Cesaro powered out with a backbreaker. Sheamus tagged in, went off the top with a knee, but Ciampa saved the match on the pinfall after that. Bar dumped Ciampa out. Sheamus hit a backbreaker on Gargano for 2. Sheamus then trash talked Gargano until Gargano super kicked him. Cesaro tagged in, and Gargano got a roll up for 2. Cesaro threw Gargano into the turnbuckle. Ciampa tagged in, which led to him grabbing Cesaro for the roll up of death.
Okay, then. But that's kind of sad that they lost to the roll up of death.
What's that?
So that's kind of sad that they lost to the roll up of death.
Yeah. Well, it's actually not, because the point is supposed to be that the bar was tougher than the Revival, and that Ciampa and Gargano weren't able to get them down with regular finishers. They had to kind of steal one with a roll up. Supposed to make the bar look tougher,
I suppose.
Anyway, let's see what we got here. Now, I see Tiff gave pipe bomb for "We don't set the bar, we break the bar." What do you think?
Yeah, I can kind of agree with that since they turned the bar's catchphrase on them.
All right, so
I
Gargano
can see that.
All right. Also, the one thing I don't understand here, I don't know if it's just where she copied something from or what happened here.
Mm-hmm.
But I noticed that Tiff has those 4 guys to the backstage promo before the match earlier in the night. And for some reason, she has their heights next to them, and I don't know why.
Okay, then.
I don't know.
Maybe she was checking them out.
For the record, Gargano's 5'10", Tommaso's an inch higher at 5'11", Cesaro's 6'4", and Sheamus is 6'5".
Okay, then.
Anyway, getting on to the match. Sheamus gets 5 for being in the match, 1 for a kick, 1 for a knee, 1 for another knee, 1 for a backbreaker, 9 points to Sheamus.
All right, then.
Six, so 133. All right, Cesaro gets 5 for the match, 1 for an uppercut, 1 for a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker, 1 for another uppercut, 1 for a head scissors, 3 for escaping the Gargano escape, and 1 for a backbreaker. It's 13 points to Cesaro.
All right, then.
Puts him at an even 160. That's Ciampa got the win here. So therefore, Johnny Gargano gets 15 for being on the winning team, 5 for being in the match. 1 for a head scissors takedown, 1 for the suicide dive, 1 for a head scissors, 1 for a slingshot DDT, 1 for a super kick. He has 25 points, but there should also be 1 for the Gargano escape because he still locked it in. So it's actually 26 points to Johnny Gargano.
Fair.
And Tommaso Ciampa won.
Did you give Gargano the extra 5 for the pipe bomb?
Oh, right, the pipe bomb. Yep. 71 then. Thank you. And then Tommaso Ciampa wins the match. He's going to get 20 for winning, 5 for competing is 25, 1 for a kick, 1 for a clothesline, 1 for a running knee, and 1 for a sunset flip powerbomb. It's 29 points to Tommaso Ciampa. 62 is 71. Ties him with Gargano appropriately enough.
There you go.
All right, following the match, we see the heel group for the tonight's main event in the back getting ready. And then we see a video about Ricochet.
Okay.
And showing off his aerial skills. He's going to have a match later.
Okay.
And, it's actually going to be against Eric Young.
I could see that.
Anyway, Asuka comes out next.
Mm-hmm.
The SmackDown Women's Championship. We go to a commercial and we come back to it to talk about DX in the Hall of Fame real quick.
Mm-hmm.
And then we go to Asuka, who was in the ring for an interview with Kayla Braxton. And Kayla Braxton talked up Asuka's many accomplishments and noted that she was the champion, of course, and said that lately people have been talking about Raw Women's Champion Ronda Rousey, and with so much talk about Ronda, Charlotte Flair, and Becky Lynch, how does Asuka feel? And Asuka replied that she's ready for a new challenge. And she said that she beat Flair and Lynch at TLC. And there's something miswritten here for this promo. Let me go to the other recap real fast. I don't know what the hell, but she basically said that she beat Flair and Lynch at TLC and that she beat Becky at the, whatever the hell the other pay-per-view was they had that one-on-one match at.
The Royal Rumble?
Is that where it was? Okay.
Yeah, because then Becky came out
because then, right.
Rumble.
And she beat Lynch at the Rumble.
Wow,
so Asuka
forgot one of the big four. You fail.
I did. Anyway, so Asuka said she didn't want to talk about Charlotte and Becky in the past anymore. She wanted to know who's ready for Asuka.
Goldberg don't want to know who was last. Goldberg want to know who's next.
Yep. And Gilbert want to know who's first. Anyway, apparently the answer to at least one of these questions is Mandy Rose, who comes out accompanied by Sonya Deville. And she tells Asuka to take some notes from God's greatest creation, the most irresistible and talked about superstar in the WWE. And she said that if anyone is ready for Asuka, it's her. And so we have ourselves a match.
Okay, then.
I don't see a note of it, so I'm going to assume that Corey Graves went nuts and made inappropriate misogynistic comments.
Probably. Also, I find it interesting that they just kind of abandoned the whole Mandy Rose Jimmy Uso storyline.
Yep.
Like, for no reason. Like, there was no resolution to it.
Well, yeah, there was. Naomi kicked her ass.
Yeah, but I thought it went on through the Elimination Chamber, and I didn't recall there being a resolution at Elimination Chamber.
No, the Elimination Chamber was just an added, hey, remember we don't like each other because of this feud we had thing. I think they beat each other's asses at the at the Rumble, didn't they?
Well, yeah, but I'm pretty sure that the during the pre-show when they had all those promos that Mandy Rose actually the first thing she mentioned was the whole, fuck Naomi and I want her husband kind of thing.
Okay, I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway. So, we have ourselves a non-title match.
Mm-hmm.
And about 30 seconds into this match, Lacey Evans makes her entrance. Walks down the ramp and then went back up, and that kind of distracted everybody. And Mandy Rose capitalized on this by throwing Asuka into a barricade.
Okay, then.
She got a near fall off that after throwing Asuka back in the ring. Then she bailed out to the floor, went back in and tripped Asuka up, and then Asuka dumped Mandy out of the ring as we go to a commercial. There are rumors that Lacey Evans is in line for a big push, and she may well be Asuka's WrestleMania opponent.
Okay, then. Even though she hasn't done anything.
Well, as noted by John Canton there before the commercial break, Uncle Vince likes the tall blonde girls, huh?
Yeah, that's true. Uncle Vinny.
Anyway, after we come back to the commercial with a clip of Rose hitting Asuka with a slam during the break, Asuka slapped on a knee bar, but Rose grabbed the ropes to break that. Asuka then got out of the ring, which led to Rose hitting a knee to the face, which apparently looked and sounded nasty. Back in the ring, Rose stomped on Asuka a bunch. Asuka came back with palm strikes and a drop kick off the middle rope. Then 2 spinning back fists and a spin kick got her a 2 count. Asuka then hit a German suplex and then a Shining Wizard knee to the face, get another 2. Then a lifting knee to the face. Rose then faked an eye injury off of this knee, while Graves leapt up and demanded that somebody should stop this immediately. The referee checked on Mandy Rose, and so Rose used this possum to throw Asuka throat first onto the middle rope, and then hit her with the roll-up of death to claim a victory over the champion.
Wow.
Following the match, everybody looked shocked. Not the least of which was Asuka.
Well, they should. And I can only assume Corey Graves was going nuts.
Probably. So anyway, Sonya Deville is going to get herself 5 points for a covenant and 6 points for that interference during the commercial break. So 11 points to Sonya Deville. And I put her at 145.
Lacey Evans should get 6 for an interference.
Yes, you are correct. So we're at 40 even. It's kind of sad that she's done nothing, and yet she has more points than both Lana and Maria Kanellis.
Yeah, well. How many points does Maria have?
Maria has 36.
And how many does Lacey have? Is it 40?
40.
Yeah, wait till the next show.
Anyway.
You have to remember Maria's part of 205 Live now.
Which is weird. But anyway. Asuka.
Well, she does meet the weight requirement.
Yeah. So anyway, Asuka gets 5 for being in a match. 1 for the knee bar, 1 for strikes, 1 for a drop kick, 1 for a spinning back fist, 1 for a spin kick, 1 for a German suplex, Shining Wizard knee, another knee. Is 14 points to Asuka plus 5 for the pre-match interview. Is 19 points to Asuka.
Fair.
So everyone 148. Mandy Rose is going to get herself 20 for winning the match, 5 for being in its 25, 1 for a slam, 1 for a pump knee, and 1 for a stomp. Is 28 points to Mandy Rose.
Mandy Rose.
Oh, and 5 for the pre-match promo actually is 32.
Fair. Mandy Rose.
Yes, 96, 198. All right. Rolling on through the show, we cut backstage to Charlotte, who was watching this match on the TV. And she gets interviewed by Sarah Schreiber.
Who?
Sarah Schreiber.
Don't know who that is.
The SmackDown interviewer, I'm assuming.
Yeah, that's the first I've heard that name, but okay.
Anyway, Flair has a bunch of bruises on her arm where she got beaten with a crutch at the pay-per-view. And
Becky hit her that hard, huh?
Apparently. And she said that Becky is suspended and made things worse for herself when Flair re-aggravated Becky's knee injury. And she called Lynch selfish for attacking her at the Chamber and said that Becky's going to get thrown in jail if she tries that again. She said that it's going to be her versus Rousey at WrestleMania, and it's the main event because she's in it.
Yeah, that's not how it works, Charlotte. And you know damn well Brock is going to be the main event. And if you have a problem with that, you're just going to get F5 to not have your title match. Because Brock don't give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm pretty sure main event is a stipulation in Brock's meager contract.
Yeah, pretty much. Depending on his condition, what's the over-under on the big dog usurping that match from Rollins?
God, I hope not. I will fucking kill you if that happens.
Or at least getting himself added to it.
Again, God, I hope not. Well, actually, as much as I'd love to see Rollins 1v1 with Brock, if Roman Reigns gets added to it and Rollins wins, I'd be okay with that because that just means more points for me because it's then it becomes a fucking specialty
match. Yep. Anyway,
but I doubt that would happen if the whole plan is to reunite the Shield.
Right.
Like if the plan is to reunite the Shield, I don't see Reigns willfully taking the spotlight away from Rollins like that.
Yeah. If anything, I imagine the reason they're going to do that is because the WrestleMania is going to end with a triple powerbomb on Brock to give Rollins the title, and that'll finally put Brock down and out of the title picture for good.
I could see that.
All right. Next, we cut to the back where Miz walks up to Shane and informs him that his dad is going to be at ringside for their Fastlane match, and Shane is very excited that Mr. Miz will be there. So a promo to Miz and Shane. Excuse me.
You know what?
What?
If they do that, I would laugh my ass off if the last thing you see at WrestleMania, like after the power bomb and everything, and Rollins celebrating, and they're like, yeah, and all of a sudden the lights go out, and you just hear dong, dong, and Taker comes out, like walks past the Shield, walks up to Brock's battered corpse on the ground, just looks down, raises the mic to his mouth. That don't feel too good. Do it, Brock. I'd laugh my ass off if he did that.
Yeah.
Because Taker's been triple powerbombed. He knows what that feels like.
Yeah.
And he turns around, this looks at Rollins, looks down at the title, looks back at him, up at him. Nice job, boy. And then walks away.
Anyway, after we cut back out, Ricochet makes his entrance.
Ooh.
We throw to a commercial and we come back to Ricochet having a one-on-one match against Eric Young, who is accompanied by the remainder of Sanity.
Points for me, woo.
So Ricochet sent Young out of the ring, did his flip off the ropes leading to a pose thing. Eric Young then sent Ricochet to the apron. Distraction by Wolf. Young punched Ricochet to the floor, then choked him with a headlock, followed by an elbow smash off the middle ropes. Chin lock to keep him grounded. He got back into it with a clothesline, a shoulder tackle on the ropes, then a forearm to the chest. Standing shooting star press on Young for a 2 count. Young went to the apron and Ricochet got it, kicked him down and hit a rolling drop kick. Rolling Thunder drop kick sent Young out of the ring. Ricochet with a springboard drop kick on Wolf on the apron. Running dive over the top onto Eric Young and Killian Dane on the floor. Ricochet then with a kick that knocked down Young. Up top, 630 splash, and Ricochet with a win.
Fair. And this is why they need Nikki Cross.
Mm-hmm. All right. So anyway, let's go over here. Did I give promo points to Charlotte?
Well, now that you mention it, I don't think I heard you mention that. You probably
No, it is. I did because she was at 112 and I put her to 117. I remember now.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Anyway, back to this match.
Yes.
Let's go over here for a second. All right, so Alexander Wolf
and Killian Dane both get 5 points for our company, 6 points for interference.
Yep. So that's 11 points to each of those gentlemen since
they didn't do any moves.
Yeah. It was just a distraction by Wolf and then Killian Dane. Technically, Killian Dane just ate a running dive, but I guess that counts as interference.
Mm-hmm.
So 11 points each to those two.
And E Young.
Hang on. 7. Okay. Eric Young gets 5 for being in the match, 1 for a headlock, 1 for an elbow smash, and 1 for a chin lock is 8 points to Eric Young. To 29. Ricochet gets 20 for winning the match, 5 for being in it. He gets 1 for a clothesline, shoulder tackle, forearm, shooting star press, rolling drop kick, springboard drop kick, the dive, the kick, and the 630 splash for a total of 34 points to Ricochet.
Ricochet.
Exactly 1 point less than he got on Raw. Yeah, I mean,
I mean, 1 point more than he got on Raw.
that's what I said.
You said less.
All right, fine. Anyway, we cut backstage.
Mm-hmm.
Where the New Day are interviewed by Kayla Braxton.
Okay.
In the gorilla position. And Xavier pointed out that Kofi has been doing this for 11 years. Hang on, let me... I bet this other version of the recap is going to be a little better for this one. Let's see. Oh, yeah. So then, basically, that Kofi's been doing this for 11 years, and Big E remarks that that's longer than Empire's been on the air, and they've been doing some crazy things to keep that show interesting.
Okay.
Nothing on that? Okay.
I don't watch that show.
You ever seen all the news stories about the dude in that show?
No.
No, all the news stories about the guy in that show, that there was something involving an assault, but then it might have been a faked assault. There was this whole big to-do in the news.
Okay, then.
It's a good one. And Kofi says that he wouldn't still be here if it weren't for his brothers Xavier and Big E, and that they're going to keep the momentum going. And Kingston said that the crowd is supportive and all behind hashtag Kofi Mania. And Xavier Woods had a sign to that effect, by the way.
Fair.
And Kingston said that he wanted to introduce us to his friend Momentum, and that they wanted to keep it going. Big E did feel the power, and then they headed out. Promo to the New Day.
Sure.
Actually, no, we'll tack it on to the other shit. So we see the clip of Kevin Owens in the movie theater again. We're not going to repoint it. And then the assorted superstars came out for the match. Jeff Hardy came out, AJ, then Joe, then Orton. And lastly, Daniel Bryan, who had welts on his chest. Who had a bunch of welts on his chest from the chamber match.
And Eric Rowan.
And Bryan did a promo saying that small-minded skeptics have repressed the great minds. Minds like Thomas Beckett, Joan of Arc, and Socrates said none of us would know them since they aren't superheroes or celebrities. And said that he survived the Elimination Chamber with the title because he serves a higher purpose, to enlighten and educate. His next opponent for the WWE title, he says, should not be any of the men in this ring because he already beat them all in the Elimination Chamber. Oh, there we go.
Okay, then.
And then we go. Then we go into our main event, a 6-man tag team match play between the faces and the heels.
Which the faces win.
They do. Joe with control early on, beating up Jeff Hardy. Orton tags in to stomp on him for a while. And the three heels tag in and out using Hardy as a beat slut. Kingston finally manages to tag in, hits some drop kicks, clotheslines, boom drop. Another clothesline. Kofi tried to go up top, but Bryan shoved him off the top rope out to the floor. Orton picked him up with a belly-to-back slam onto the announcer's table that did not break.
Ow.
Yep. But it did lead to a break. We come back from the commercial break. Bryan punching Kofi, saying he didn't deserve to be in the ring with him. Orton got a tag and slammed Kofi on the announce table again.
Stupid Kofi. And it still didn't break?
Doesn't sound like it.
Wow.
Orton sent Kofi into the turnbuckle. He charged and Kofi moved, so Orton threw himself into the turnbuckle. AJ finally got a tag against and attacked Bryan with punches to the head and a backbreaker. Then a quarter clothesline, followed by the fireman's carry knee backbreaker thing. Orton jumped in the ring for an RKO, but Styles avoided it and kicked Orton. Bryan then kicked Styles, who went into the turnbuckle, and Styles then came back and applied the calf crusher. Jeff Hardy hit a twist of fate on Samoa Joe. Randy Orton then sent Hardy out of the ring. AJ then clotheslined Orton to send him out to the floor. Bryan and Styles then exchanged pin attempts, and Bryan applied the label lock, but AJ grabbed the rope. He then came back with a Pele kick. Kofi got a hot tag, jumped off the top with a double axe. Bryan hit a back body drop on Kingston onto the other guys on the floor. Kingston then came back with a punch to Bryan, blocked a suicide dive, missile drop kick, went up top and did a trust fall onto Bryan and Rowan on the floor. Then back in the ring, connected with the Trouble in Paradise on Bryan to pick up the big win. Go Kofi.
Okay, then.
Hashtag Kofi. Kofi Mania.
Stealing my spotlight and my points.
So, there we go. After the match, Big E and Xavier put Kofi on their shoulders and celebrated the win. Shane McMahon then came out to announce that at Fastlane, Daniel Bryan would defend the WWE Championship against... There were Kofi chants from the crowd. Hesitation. Kofi Kingston! Massive pop!
Fair enough.
So there we go.
Points. Oh, Jim?
I'm here. Calm yourself, Iago. I am. Calm yourself, Iago. In such a fucking hurry. All right. So let's see what we got here. So Big E and Xavier are each going to get 5 for the accompaniment and 5 for the pre-match promo. So 10 points to each of them. Eric Rowan will get 5 accompaniment points.
Does he get interference since he got trust falled on?
Yeah, I guess so. So it's 284. Moving on. All right, guys in the match. Samoa Joe gets 5 points for being in the match and nothing else.
Sad face.
Yeah. We then have Jeff Hardy gets 5 for being in the match, 1 for a jawbreaker. 50 for being on the winning team. Oh, she did these guys in a weird order. All right. Let's just do all the heels first.
Okay.
Randy Orton
Mm-hmm.
gets 5 for the match, 1 for the stomp, 1 for a belly to back slam, and 1 for a different slam. Is 8 points to Randy Orton. Orton. 169. Okay. And then Daniel Bryan gets 5 for being in the match. 1 for kicks, 1 for a roundhouse kick, 1 for a back body drop, and 1 for the missile drop kick. 9 points to Daniel Bryan. Wait a minute.
Didn't he counter something?
Did he?
Can't remember. Pretty sure he did more than just that, though.
Well, that's what it says he did.
I'll take a look at your recap there. But pretty sure he countered something.
No, he got his label lock countered.
Yes.
Brian out of the ring. He threw Kofi off the top rope, but we don't know what he was going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Backbreaker to Brian. Styles with a calf crusher. No, it was. I read it wrong. That was my bad. It was Brian went for a suicide dive, but Kofi punched him to stop it. I thought it was the other way around when I read it.
Ah.
That was my bad. Sorry.
Fair. All right, then.
Also, we're going to have to make some adjustments here.
As you do.
Because she didn't do main event points.
Oops.
So let's go back to Samoa Joe and give him an extra 4 for being the main event. And then Orton. Extra 4. 173. And then looks like Daniel Bryan has the 9 and the 4 is 13 points to Daniel Bryan.
All right.
$384. Then the faces. Jeff Hardy for being on the winning team gets 15 for that. 5 for competing is 20. 2 moves, Jawbreaker and a Twist of Fate is 22, plus 4 for being in the main event is 26 points to Jeff Hardy.
All right.
$159 and 6 is 165. All right. And then AJ Styles is going to get 15 for being on the winning team, 5 for winning the match. 1 point each for a backbreaker, a quarter clothesline, a fireman's carry. The fireman's carry knee. Another knee. 3 for evading an RKO. 1 for the calf crusher. 1 for a clothesline. 3 for escaping the label lock. And 1 for a Pele kick is 33 points to AJ. Plus 4 for the main event is 37 points to AJ.
All right, then.
9 and 7 is 286. And last but not leastly is Kofi Kingston, who gets 20 for winning the match. 5 for being in the match is 25. 5 for winning the main event is 30.
4 for being in the main event
is 34. And then let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 moves for a drop kick, a jumping clothesline, a boom drop, leg drop, another clothesline, a double axe, the trust fall dive, and the trouble in paradise. 6. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Yeah, 7 moves. So, what did I say he was at before?
34.
Plus the 7 moves. 41 points to Kofi.
Plus 3 for countering the suicide dive.
All right, so 44.
Yep, because I believe that is a Daniel Bryan signature move.
Yeah. 24 to go. Which puts Kofi at 204 live.
All right, then.
Bada boom. Let's go check out the scores. Refresh. Save. All right. Still in the lead at 61-71. It's extremely legit.
Mm-hmm.
In second place at 57-35 is the Righty Last Kickers. And I'm still way back in third at 36-79.
Fair.
But I understand I'm about to get a boost. So please take it away.
You're going to get somewhat of a boost, yes. So this was a pretty short 205 Live. Not much happened. But
it's always short. It's only an hour-long show.
It fell shorter than that. Anyway, we open with DM the GM basically saying, so I've had a talk with Buddy Murphy, and he wants to know who his next opponent's going to be, so I have a bright idea. We're going to have ourselves a good old-fashioned tournament of 8 of the greatest superstars in 205 Live to see who can kick the most ass and get that spot. And so he announces the 2 matches for tonight, and he says the tournament is going to start next week, and it's kind of confusing. I'm not exactly sure what's going on. On one hand, I thought these two matches were kind of for this tournament, but at the same time, he said the tournament officially starts next week, so I don't know. I'm confused. But anyway, we start with that first match, and it's Humberto Carrillo versus TJP, in which I guess is TJP's final match.
Sounds like it.
Because he fucking quit after he lost.
Yep.
Which is too bad, because I kind of like the look he came out with, because he came out with sporting facial hair. So he kind of had that heel look. And then apparently in his month away from the ring, he decided to go and tat up both his arms.
Okay, then.
So, and as you know, his jacket is sleeveless. So he came out looking like a fucking tatted up Filipino thug. Which kind of fits the heel look he's going for.
Nice.
So he comes out, Humberto Carrillo comes out, and they start their matchup, and they have some good back and forth, some good, high-flying cruiserweight stuff, as you would expect. And then Humberto Carrillo dumps TJP outside the ring, goes for a suicide dive, but as he bounces off the ropes to go do it, Drew Gulak and Jack Gallagher come walking out, and Humberto Carrillo stops. Is like, the hell are they doing out here? And decides not to do the suicide dive for some reason. And the match continues, and Drew and Jack walk around the ring and proceed to basically stand in Humberto's corner and watch the match.
Okay.
Most of the offense is Humberto Carrillo.
Makes sense.
The TJP made Humberto Carrillo look good on his way out.
That's good.
TJP did have a counter. Humberto Carrillo had 3.
Okay.
And it was really weird because Drew Gulak, as you know, is Mr. No-Fly Zone.
But is trying to recruit Humberto Carrillo.
Well, more than that, Humberto Carrillo, being a luchador, does nothing but high-flying, and Drew Gulak was cheering the entire match. Which is like, I understand you're trying to cheer on Humberto Carrillo, but at the same time, he's doing everything that goes against what you're standing for, so what the hell, dude?
He's a heel. He's allowed to be a hypocrite.
I guess. But yes, Humberto Carrillo wins with his finishing move, the shoulder stand, slingshot moonsault thing that he does. I don't even know if that has a name yet.
That's a good question.
But yeah, so he does that, and 1, 2, 3 on TJP.
Fair enough.
So, Drew and Jack, 6 for interference.
All right. Hang on a minute. Oh, well, never mind that then. Hang on. Let's see.
You all right over there?
Yeah, hang on. I'm just checking something. Too far. Oh wow, they couldn't even be bothered to give Humberto a profile on the Superstars page.
Wow. That's fair.
That is weird. Wonder why they wouldn't give him a. How bizarre.
I don't know, but if he takes that Cruiserweight Championship from Buddy Murphy at WrestleMania, they're going to kind of have to.
Yeah. We'll see.
Anyway, Drew and Jack, 6 points.
Okay. Did Jack do anything besides look menacing?
No, like literally, they just stood there and watched the match and cheered Humberto on. And then celebrated with him in the ring after the match.
Okay, then.
Yeah, they hoisted. It was actually kind of funny because they hoisted Humberto on their shoulders, or like Drew was going to do it, and he's like, and like pointed Jack, like, Jack, put it, hoist him up on your shoulders. And Jack's like, yeah, okay, whatever. And so they do it, and then after they hoist him on his shoulders, and then they put him back down, Jack's all like, oh man, I wasn't strong enough for that. Like, Jack was kind of being funny because he was making like it was difficult for him to hoist Humberto Carrillo. I'm like, dude's not that heavy. What the hell, Jack?
Oh, Jack's not that big and strong.
Yeah. So, if you're done with them, we'll go to TJP.
All right.
It's 5 points for being in a match, 3 for the counter, 3 for moves, total of 11 points to TJP.
And the last points he will ever get here.
Yes.
We wish you well in your future endeavors, TJP.
Absolutely.
Have fun being a world champion at AEW.
Maybe. Then Humberto Carrillo, who still needs a better theme song because his theme music sucks.
Okay.
5 for being in a match, 20 for winning the match, 9 for evasions and counters, 8 moves, total of 37 points to Humberto Carrillo.
7 and another 7 is 143.
All right.
No, wait. 144. I can't count.
Learn how to count.
Continue.
So we go backstage to Tony Nese, who cuts a promo about, removing the roadblocks, within his mind and stuff, the stuff that was holding him back. And now that he's got confidence in and the roadblocks are broken, he's gunning for the Cruiserweight Championship. So stock standard promo by the premier athlete.
Puts him at 109.
All right, we cut back to Maria and Mike Kanellis, and the interviewer approaches him. I think it's still Kayla because SmackDown and 205 Live. Approaches them, and it should be noted that with the DM the GM promo, he mentioned that Mike Kanellis came to him like demanding like quality competition and stuff, and so DM the GM was like, "All right, I'm going to give you Cedric Alexander." And so
there you go.
Kayla goes up and says, Mike, I'm just wondering, how smart was it really to demand a match against Cedric Alexander? Because it's not like you've actually been winning matches. And Maria...
She's not wrong.
No, she's not wrong. Maria, before Mike can answer, Maria grabs the mic and moves it in front of her face so she can cut the promo for her husband because apparently hubby's not allowed to talk.
Okay, then.
Yep, it basically proceeds to say that, Mike is the most dangerous man on the roster, blah, 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 where he's going to beat Cedric Alexander, blah, blah, blah. Stock standard heel promo.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, yeah, right, no.
Might be the most dangerous man on the roster if you challenge him to a checkers match.
Ouch. So, 5 points to Maria for the promo, 3 for Mike being there.
Okay.
Because he didn't actually say anything.
Fair enough. And Mike gets the... Okay.
Yep. She actually cuts a pretty good promo because she's like, my husband's been in this business for 14 years, 15 years, however long he's been there. And, and he's been all over the world and has won titles all over the world. And, she's like, he didn't get to where he is. And and like accomplish all that stuff by playing it safe. So then we go out to the ring for Arya Daivari versus Johnny Lyons, aka Local Talent. And Arya Daivari comes out to his music with a microphone and proceeds to cut a promo talking about how, how he is also gunning for the Cruiserweight Championship, and he says he's going to go to WrestleMania, blah, blah, blah. And I gave him 5 for a pipe bomb because he goes, and this basically made me go, oh, damn. He goes, unlike the New Orleans Saints, I'm going to my company's Super Bowl.
Oh.
Yeah. I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah. Which is hilarious because, no, you're not.
I don't know. He DM the GM hasn't announced all the competitors yet, so.
Yeah, he was in the tournament. He ain't winning it.
I don't know. He looked pretty impressive, actually, in this match.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, so he fights Local Talent, and basically, Roundhouse kicks him in the head, hammerlock lariat, $1 Million Dream, tap out.
Okay, then.
Yeah.
Only $1 Dream. Okay.
Yeah. Then. Well, a variant of the $1 Million Dream, as they called it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, Local Talent did get some offense in a little bit, but yeah, it was pretty much squash match for Daivari.
Okay.
And like I said, he looked pretty impressive.
That's good.
So, Arya Daivari.
Yes.
5 for the promo. 5 for the pipe bomb. Right. 5 for the match. 20 for winning the match. 3 moves. Total of 38 points to Arya Daivari.
All right. Let's put him at 99. Put him at 107.
All right.
All right.
Then we cut backstage to Buddy Murphy cutting a Goldberg promo.
Okay.
Basically, I want to know who's next.
Yeah.
Basically recounting everything, his rise to the Cruiserweight Championship, basically saying, I've beaten everybody. I want to know who's next now. I want to know who the next great challenger is going to be. He's like, and apparently the GM has decided there's going to be this tournament, and that's okay by me.
Yep.
Kind of thing. So it's just basically him saying, I'm going to be the champion going in. Trust me, I'm going to cement my legacy. I don't give a shit who I face. I just want some quality competition. Then we go to the ring for our main event of Cedric Alexander versus Mike Kanellis.
Should I give Buddy Murphy promo points first?
Yes, you should.
263. All right.
So Maria comes out with Mike Kanellis. She proceeds to walk around the ring, walk over to the announcer's table, basically flip Aiden English off and sit down in front of the announcer's table.
Okay, then.
So I still gave her commentary for that because she was at the table.
Yeah, so what does she have against Aiden English?
Apparently he insulted her last week.
Oh, okay.
Also, Aiden English is apparently the face at the table because they needed a counter to Nigel McGuinness.
Yeah.
And he's perfect. He's the perfect counter to Nigel McGuinness.
Yep.
And I love, and this is awesome by Aiden English, because at the commentary table they keep talking about Mike Kanellis and is he going to win or not? He's had this a losing streak, blah blah blah. And Aiden English is like he keeps saying, I'm no stranger to a losing streak. I know exactly how that feels, and I know kind of what you need to do to pull yourself out of it. And I love that Aiden English just keeps saying, about how Mike Kanellis needs to keep his cool and stay focused, and win the match, blah blah blah. And every time he says that, Mike Kanellis does the exact opposite.
Ha!
It's hilarious. Also, Cedric Alexander had no business winning this match. I'm sorry, because apparently his gimmick now is he can't pull off the his signature springboard clothesline without basically killing himself.
Ah.
Which I did give him a minor botch for that because he did the springboard, tried to do the springboard clothesline, and basically slipped off the rope and like sprained his knee.
Oh.
So apparently that's his gimmick now.
Okay then.
That Supreme Cruiserweight guy with the signature move, the springboard clothesline, can't do it without tweaking his knee every goddamn time.
Okay then.
Yeah, I don't know. It's dumb. So yeah, this was actually a pretty good match. Mike Kanellis put in a good showing, in the main event. And they had some good back and forth, good countering, and Cedric Alexander fucking up and breaking his knee, and Mike Kanellis taking advantage of that. At one point, Cedric's outside the ring on the ramp side, and Mike Kanellis goes after him, picks him up, spine busters him on the steel ramp, and just goes back to the ring.
Ouch.
And he's like, count it, ref, and Cedric gets back in right at the 10 count.
Of course.
And like, I don't know, now having gone through Raw and SmackDown, this is shades of the Ruby Riott match.
Yeah.
Because he literally hits like fucking backpack stunner finisher, kicks out of it. Fucking hits a different finisher, kicks out of it. It's like fucking Kanellis just can't put him away. Like spinning DDT. I'm like, okay, you have no business kicking out. And like at one point he hits was it off the backpack stunner? I can't remember what it was off of. It might have been off that spinning DDT, which was the last move he did. But he pins him, and John Cone, who's the ref for this match, goes 1, 2, and as he brings his last arm down, Cedric Alexander barely gets a shoulder up, and Cone like hits the mat, but then he's like, no, Cedric has a shoulder up, and of course at that point, Mike Kanellis has his back to Cone, and Maria just rushes the ring, and like starts celebrating, and Cone's like, no, the match is still going on, and like what? Like he got his shoulder up. And Mike Kanellis just like gets completely pissed off and turns around into a lumbar check.
Ouch.
A one-legged lumbar check. Because by this point, Cedric Alexander does not have a right leg.
Right.
So yeah, like I said, it was a pretty good match, but I don't know. I think they made Cedric Alexander way too tough, in my opinion.
Fair enough.
Like in terms of booking. Also, at one point, Maria Kanellis, so Mike slides back into the ring. They're outside on the announcer's table side.
Yeah.
Mike slides back in the ring or is tossed back in the ring by Cedric, and then Cedric gets ready to go back in the ring himself, and Maria steps in front of him between him and the ring. And she's like, no, I'm not going to let you go hurt my husband. Leave him alone, blah, blah, blah. Cedric keeps trying to get in the ring. And eventually he's just like, screw this, jukes her and runs around her and slides into the ring. Right into a Michinoku driver.
Oh, ouch.
Yeah. Yeah, they had a great back and forth. This was actually a decent match.
Cool.
But your winner, Cedric Alexander, trying to get back to his winning ways, despite the fact he has a continuing gimmick of he can't pull off a springboard clothesline to save his life.
Yep.
So, Maria Kanellis. 5 for accompaniment, 5 for commentary, 6 for interference, total of 16 points to Maria Kanellis.
57.
And Mike Kanellis, who is apparently the new Kurt Hawkins. Looks like Kurt Hawkins, too. 5 for the match, 4 for the main event, 6 for counters, 8 for moves, total of 25 points to Mike Kanellis.
Okay. 83.
And Cedric Alexander, the soul of 205 Live.
Yes.
5 for the match, 4 for the main event, 20 for winning the match, 5 for winning the main event, 3 for a counter, 9 moves, minus 3 for the minor botch on the springboard clothesline. Total of 43 points to Cedric Alexander.
Okay, so 43?
Yep.
Okay, so that's going to be 99, and 3 is 102.
All right. And then we go off the air with a final word from DM, the GM, hyping up the matches for next week, which is going to be Kalisto taking on. Let's see, who's he wrestling? I'm trying to remember who he's wrestling. It's Kalisto versus somebody. I can't remember who he's wrestling. I don't remember, but I know the final match is the Brian Kendrick versus Drew Gulak. So that's going to be a grudge match.
Kalisto's fighting Nese.
That's right, Tony Nese, the premier athlete.
Yep.
I see Tony Nese winning that one. To earn a spot in that tournament.
Fair enough.
You know what? I think these two matches were to earn a spot in the tournament. I think that's where my confusion was. So I think Humberto Carrillo is officially in the tournament. Now he has to wrestle in it. And Cedric has earned a spot in the tournament, but the tournament officially starts next week.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So this will be interesting.
Yep.
So that is your 205 Live.
Yeah, let's see where we wrap up with the points.
Mm-hmm.
All right, in the lead at 62.08. Extremely Legit Yes Movement. Second place at 57.83 is still the Rowdy Last Kickers. I'm still weighing last at 37.92.
At least you got a bunch of points.
I did. Okay. And let's go to the leaderboards.
Mm-hmm.
Top of the leaderboards is still the Raw Women's Champion, Rowdy Ronda Rousey, who is at 487. Followed by the Intercontinental Champion, Finn Balor, still in second place at 456. The WWE Champion, Daniel Bryan, coming in at third at 384. Followed by Akira Tozawa at 373. Seth freaking Rollins, the number one contender to the Universal titles, coming in at 355. Just a couple points ahead of one half of the Women's Tag Team Champion, Sasha Banks, at 353. Followed by her partner, Bayley, at 330. Baron Corbin coming in there at 322. Followed by the man, Becky Lynch, at 312. Still holding in there till he leaves is Dean Ambrose in number 10 at 301.
All right, then.
And yes, people, my roster is bad enough that after Finn Balor in second place, the next person I have is Chad Gable.
All the way down at number 20.
Yep.
Yeah, well, to be fair, at least that your two top guys are champions.
Chad Gable's not a champion anymore.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
The Revival are the tag champs.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
why Dash Wilder has more points than him.
Fair. Well, then sucks to be you.
The Miz isn't a tag team champion anymore either.
Nope.
Well, Kobe keeps on the trajectory he's going. He'll be moving up.
Yep.
Alrighty then.
Kofi is tied with Shinsuke Nakamura. How messed up is that?
Yep. They're both a point behind Jimmy Uso. And only 6 points ahead of Mandy Rose.
Mandy Rose.
Yep. All right. So there you go. And that is the show for the evening. We will meet up with y'all next week for the usual, as we do. And Jeff, tomorrow we doing Firebringer?
Good.
Got to get it done. Next week it won't be February anymore.
Yeah, provided I don't pass out after lunch. Yeah.
Well, if you do, we can do it after on one of the weeknights. But sometime in the next few days, we will be reviewing Firebringer as part of our Year of Star Kit. So stay tuned for that.
Absolutely.
All right. We'll see you next time, folks.